property is now finally finished and ready to go. But my property manager, she went over there and looked at the work. She's not very happy with it, or she's not a fan of it. She hasn't exactly told me what's wrong with it. But she said she's gonna reach out to the contractor and see if we can get I guess a fix for whatever she's not
Okay.
liking.
Mm-hmm. Great.
So, but other than that, they sent me a full video walkthrough of all the work they did. To me, it looks good, but through video, it's kind of hard to
Yeah.
see it.
Yeah. I'd ask your property manager, hey, what don't you like? Can you send me some specific videos and pictures of it?
Yeah.
Because it might be like, the video looks good, but then, in fact, I had this on one of my properties recently. The first tour of the video looks good, but then upon further inspection, when you look at like in the bathroom where the tile meets the wall from the tile from the shower meets the wall, the grouting it was terrible. I mean, it was like you let an 8-year-old do it. It was bad. And so we said, hey, everything looks good. Thanks for all of this. Here are the things that need to be done, and then we're good to go. I try and be complimentary on the front end. Hey, I really like the way the kitchen turned out. The exterior, the paint looks fantastic. I appreciate all your work. We've got a few touch-up things that we need to take care of. There's still every now and again, there's still a toolbox in there. Get, toolbox out. And then, we've got this touch-up, and this one. And I usually send that, I at least send pictures, but usually it's via email. And I'll say, hey, here are the things that need to be addressed. Include the pictures, and then we go from there. If it looks good to you, I would take your input from your property manager, because she's looking at it through the lens of, am I going to be able to rent this? Right. So there's a lot of expertise there, but then there's sometimes that, they wouldn't want to live there. So they say, well, I wouldn't want to live here, so it needs to be done differently. And that's not always the case. That's more common with realtors. So if you've got a realtor and you go through a property and they're saying, golly, this is an ugly property, this is terrible, and you're thinking in your head, well, that's exactly what I want. I want a terrible property so that I can actually, burr it and, cash out and be all in for nothing on this property. That's a good situation, right? They're probably just used to selling and buying nicer houses. At which point you could say, okay, I'll either just set that comment aside, or maybe they're not the right agent for me, which would be a reasonable conclusion as well. So those are a few things to consider as you're going through this process. They might say, I don't like this right here, and you say, well, that's just the right decision for the property. Or they might say, this is done poorly, and you say, well, yeah, we need to fix that. So I would get more clarification from your property manager as to what specifically on the property needs to be updated.